everyone. Wednesday night, and that means it is course spotlight evening for us. I'm Kathy Lawson, Chief Knowledge Officer of the Great Discovery. These are my favorite sessions because I love to learn, and we always have so many amazing course creators. Now tonight, we are having Reverend Akey Ahiem. He's been here before, you know him well, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce him anyway. You know, most of the time, he has presented his wonderful faith-based courses because we know that Reverend Akey Ahiem is a wonderful preacher of the gospel, and he shared his ministry with juveniles and adults in the prison system, really helping. He's taught Sunday school for many, many years. But the other side of him, his day job, what he's done really well and what he's an expert at, is insurance adjustment. And so tonight we're going to get to hear that expertise. And that's really cool. It just goes to show you how broad and how much breadth there is to our course creators, the expertise that they bring, and they can bring it in a variety of ways. And Reverend Akey is no different, and he's got a wonderful topic for us tonight on ISO H03 homeowners insurance. So it's all yours, Akey. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Kath. It's always a plum pleasing pleasure to be introduced by you. I remember the first time we did this together. I had no idea you helped walk me through it. So I thank God for you. I pray for you every day too. So listen, I'll put a link in so that you can play the trailer for me if you want. Then I'll go.
Okay. Let me see if I can do that.
I can do it for you, Kathy.
Okay, can you do that? Thank you, because I'm like a co-host tonight. So go ahead and see what you need to do.
Let me do that.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up here. It is always a pleasure to get to do something for my brother because he does so much for me. Bella asked me how many dinners that she owes him right now.
I think that is the trademark of Akey. He does so much for everyone.
Yes. Yeah. He's made it possible for me to go to so many dance competitions and
attention property owners. Mercer County Public Adjuster is here to help.
Now, let me stop and restart. Looks like
you navigate the complexities of insurance policies. We offer complimentary.
Sorry, my internet's kind of acting a little silly here at the moment. Let me see if I can get this back up here.
Attention property owners. Mercer County Public Adjuster is here to help you navigate the complexities of insurance policies. We offer complimentary 1-hour property damage inspections to assess and understand your coverage. Our expert service helps identify potential compensation for damages you might be entitled to. This isn't just about inspections. It's about empowering you with knowledge of your insurance policies. Ensure you're aware of all possible claims by taking advantage of this free service. Contact Mercer County Public Adjuster today and take the first step towards understanding your coverage better.
Nice.
Yes. Right. Now, when it says I do a free homeowner policy review, coverage review for homeowners, I do that absolutely free, don't cost anything. The book is a paid book. You have to pay for that, but it's well worth it. And I want to preface that with this before I get started. This information is hugely, first of all, everybody here, do they remember they bought their first home? When you went there and you went to the closing, you didn't know nothing. When you got there, they had the insurance papers, they had everything there, and you were signing papers. All you wanted to do was get through signing the papers, and the insurance policy was there, and you never read it, didn't know what it said, and you were stuck with it for the rest of the time because all you did was kept paying it. Because when you buy a home, if it has a mortgage on it, you have to have insurance because the insurance company want to know if something happened to their house, they're going to get their money. That's why they set it up that way. But you as a homeowner, you always see that commercial say, you can ask for what you want. But how in the world, as a new homeowner, do you know what to ask for? Even if you own the home already, you still really don't know what to ask for because you don't know all the ins and outs of your insurance policy. So for a new homeowner, the book is very valuable to them because it'll teach you the ins and outs of what you cover, what you're not covered for. And I was talking to Casey today, and she wanted to know about the other deductible. I'm preaching to a degree, so I'm speeding through this because I know I have a lot of time. There's a lot of information. It's all in the book, but now the double deductibles, which I did a video about this called Double Jeopardy. Because what happens is the insurance companies got really slick a long time ago. They didn't want to pay the homeowners all the money back, so they came up with what they call a percentage deductible. Okay, you got your regular deductible, which is usually around $1,000, $1,500. It used to be $250 a long time ago, but them days gone. So now they give you a percentage deductible. What is a percentage deductible? That if you own a $500,000 home and they give you a 5% percentage deductible, your deductible is now $25,000. Anybody got $25,000 laying around they just got to give away to somebody? Well, so now if so, like Tim and them going through this, a lot of people got these deductibles on the hurricanes. So if you got $24,999 worth of damage, you will not get one penny. You now got to go borrow money, take out a loan to make, and you got insurance. And because of that, because they keep their money. So that's one of the ways you get stuck with double that, and with the free policy review or in the book, it lets you know how you can either buy that back or go get a broker to find your insurance company that don't have that in there. And there's so many other different things. Like most insurance companies, you do not have replacement costs for your content. That is an endorsement. If you don't have that endorsement, you get actual cash value. And I know a lot of people say, what are you talking about? So actual cash value, if the it takes it depreciate the value of things. So if something has a 20-year lifespan and you had it for 10 years, it cuts it in half. So most of you have been in your homes for a length of time. Most of your things you've had in there for a while. So when you get the contents paycheck, is only going to be half. But if you got replacement costs, which you get an endorsement for, because some people say, I don't want to pay the extra money, but it's well worth it. Because whatever it is at today's cost, no matter what it is, you get it. So if it costs 30,000 a few years ago and now it's 40,000, they still got to get it for you at today's cost. So you make out. Now, say for instance, a lot of people, and it always cracks me up when I see this, because people have endorsement on their policy for sump pumps, no sump pump, but they paying for it. Or you got a sump pump and no sump pump endorsement. These are all the things that people need to know. And I'll tell you something, the reason I love what I do, because my heart has been broken on more than one occasion when I get with elderly people who have paid off their mortgages because their insurance was tied to their mortgage. So when they paid their mortgage off, nobody told them that they had to get separate insurance. So now when the house catch on fire, they go to file a claim, find out they got no insurance. And when you out there and you see these people, there's nothing you can do for them. Your heart is broken. You know, you say to yourself, I'm going to tell as many people as I can, help as many people so that they don't have to go through this. Because now, can you imagine being 70, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, trying to start over again with nothing? And my job is to try to help people from doing that. Now, there are some other things in your policy that, people say, okay, I got if I got theft on my policy and all these different things, but there's certain things you're not covered for. Like DeRhonda, she got all them hats, but I know she got fur coats in the closet too. So if that fur coat, which is worth 20,000, gets stolen, if you look on your policy, you're only going to get about $2,500. So you just lost how much money? Because you didn't have an endorsement for it. you have to get it appraised. And that's what a lot of things. I know a guy that had lost $100,000 in comic book that was in his basement. Pipe broke, destroyed it, but he didn't have an endorsement for it because he thought he was covered, and he lost it all. I had another friend of mine had all the memorabilia from football games. I mean, it was worth a lot of money. He had a sign and all that stuff. And I was telling him about he need to get an endorsement to get it appraised. And he was saying, "Oh man, can't afford to get it appraised for everything." I said, "Look, just take the most valuable things, get them appraised, because that way you don't lose everything." So that's what I do. Anybody want a free policy review, I would be glad to do it for you. But in the meantime, you can buy the book and get information that's going to help, because everything in that book, I put it in there, so I know that the information is good, is going to help anybody, especially new homeowner buyers, because now you know what type of insurance to get, who to get, what questions to ask. You can get it yourself. You don't have to depend on the mortgage on the realtor to get it there for you. You can have your own, and when you do it that way, you know that you cover for it. So I'm gonna stop with that because I see some questions in there, and I'm gonna see if I can answer the questions. I couldn't read them because I was talking. Do
All right,
anybody have any questions?
you take a look at that, and are there questions? Go ahead and raise your hand or speak out.
Well, this is Ivanka, Dr. Ivanka. That was awesome information, Akey, because I'm gonna tell you, because I owned an insurance agency and experienced everything that you're talking about, and that was the best advice ever. So I would, for your particular course, I didn't pick up, is it a free course or is it a paid course?
HO3 is a paid course. It's $60, but it's
Mhm.
well worth it when you figure
Yeah.
out how much money you can lose. But I got an HO1 on there that's absolutely free.
Okay.
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 So that's the introduction that'll take you to the HO3. Because the XO3 is the deluxe, the cream of the crop.
Hmm.
When you get that one, but even then the insurance companies have gotten slick. If you just ask for HO3, they have it stripped down so it don't have everything in it. But if it's a S4 HO3, now you got a whole lot more in it. But people don't, again, if you don't know what to ask for, if you Google it, what's the best policy? It's a HO3. You gonna say, okay, I'm good. I got an HO3. Then when you find out, just to give you a quick example, some years ago, they took a $10,000 Thunderbird and broke it down to 5,000. Couldn't figure out how they did that. Went to the dealership the next day and come to find out they stripped it. But by the time you put everything back in there, it was back up to $10,000. So that's what
Yeah.
they do with the insurance company. Same thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know too with people, if they're overly priced, they shop on price, they take advantage of that. So you really have to look to see what you're getting for your money, because for very little money extra, you could get the coverage that you actually need
Absolutely.
versus
Absolutely.
what you're thinking about what you want to pay a month. I have several nightmares, stories in regards to that. So thank you for providing this. This is amazing and it's needed. It's definitely needed.
Especially in California, because of the fires, they really changed the rules out there.
Yeah, a lot of people left, a lot of the insurance companies left California.
Yeah, because of that. James, I see your hand up.
Yeah, so Key, let's say I, had a claim, which I did, and I felt like they didn't cover everything they should have, but they had the repairs done that they are going to cover, and then they leave. Is there a way that I can have somebody look at that and see if maybe they owe me some more money?
So how long ago? Most states, well, each state has a different time frame. Some
Mhm.
have 2 years, some have 1 year. We are here to 1 year because we operate in so many different states, but usually up to another year, you can reopen that claim.
Okay,
And if
that's
you
good. That's
I
good
do it all the
information.
time. Reopen the claim and present it to the insurance company again, and then get the money they should have gotten. And when I say get more money, I ain't talking about no $200 or $300 either. I'm talking about thousands of dollars. I
Yeah.
ain't, I ain't trying to waste your time on my time.
Right, exactly.
But
Yeah, no, yeah, it's been about 3 years. So it's probably, I'm in Texas. It's been about 3 years. So I'm probably out. I know some things with litigation can be opened up to 4 years, depending on what it is, but it's probably just a year out here in Texas.
yeah, and it might be 2 or 3 years. Like I said, each state is
Mhm.
different. But how we are, James. You can always send it to me. Let me see what it look at it, see what's going on with it. My
Okay.
man, Tim Taylor. What can I do for you, brother?
Well, thanks, Akey. First, great session, very informative. I think it's going to be great content for the Great Discovery. My question starts with a little background. Most of us, everybody knows that we have a home that's out here in Florida, right on the waterfront, and technically in a flood zone. We paid a pretty penny for it, and it's fully insured, or so we thought. Flood comes along, and we have $250,000 in damage that's on it. Flood insurance paid up to the hilt. We're paying it through the nose every single month for flood insurance and so forth. Comes to after the fact, after the flood comes through, they don't want to cover any contents or any of the repairs anywhere below our second floor. We're paying for the full house. What sort of recourse can happen? What's the best, I should say, what's the best recourse? Is there anything that can happen within the regulatory environment outside of going to court and dragging, going through a long legal dispute to be
Get a
able
public
to
adjuster to
recover
come in
something
and
when
look
we've
at your
got,
claim.
flat out misrepresentation and, if they're not going to cover it, they shouldn't be charging us tens of thousands of dollars for insurance. And then, we find out after the fact, yeah, we're not going to cover you or anything that was down there. And we had some pretty expensive pieces down there. What do you know of anything that what are our options there? Be outside of going full on litigation.
Get a public adjuster to come in and look at your
Been
insurance
there, done that.
policy.
Anything
Huh?
else? Been
You say
there,
you
done
did that?
that. Anything else?
You say you did that?
Yeah. We've got a public adjuster gone in and done that, and they're just saying, hey, no, because it's first floor. We bought it like that. It was appraised like that. It was permitted to be built the way that it was. We bought it, unknowingly, and they charge us full pop for the entire house. And and then they're just saying they're just not going to cover. Take us to court. Is there anything regulatory wise that you can do and that you're aware of, or is it really just a litigation issue?
Right. At this point, you're going to be in litigation because of the rules of each state, especially in the shore area, because they did that in New Jersey after Superstorm Sandy. The people had to elevate their properties and had to do all these other things, and they end up losing a lot of money behind that. So that's not just you. That happened in other states, and there was nothing really they could do about it except go to court because of you had a public adjuster. Now, I don't know who it was you had, so I can't
I had
speak
two
on
of
it, but
them.
uh, that's it. If you had one and you was properly represented, then you're gonna have to go to litigation. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, you're probably not gonna win that because it depends on the rules and the regulations that they have established for that particular area. Because like I said, especially around the shorelines, they do that and they've been getting away with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the bottom line is if they're not going to insure us for 14 feet up, they shouldn't charge us for full insurance on flood insurance when it's impossible to get water 14 feet up, right? So it's
Right.
okay. I was just wondering if you knew of any type of mediation or anything that happens with insurance companies that's outside of litigation. That's fine. Thank you. Great job tonight. I appreciate your tips.
Thank you. No problem. Glad I could be here for you. Christine, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I just want to know the name of that HO3 you said was special.
ISOHO3.
ISO. Okay, thank you.
Chrissy, it's
You're
the name of
welcome.
the course, ISO HO3, just so you know.
Yeah, if you look up my name on there, all my courses will come up, and ISOHO3 will show up.
Okay.
Especially if you want to give it to a new person, your children that's going to buy a house. Say, hey, look, you really need to check this out so that you know what to get before you buy your house. Because when you get there, You know, if you bought one, when you get there, they got all that stuff there already. And all you trying to do is sign the paperwork and get out of there. And then, and after that, year after year, just keep coming, you pay it, keep coming, you pay it. And then you find out, just like Tim and a whole bunch of other people, it ain't what it's supposed to be. Ron, I will.
Yes, Akey, absolutely great presentation tonight. I see you're very enthused about the insurance business. And I was wondering what made you actually want to take an interest in that field of business?
Helping people. When I go to somebody's house and they call me because I get a lot of referrals and I get a call to somebody just like Tim, they filed a claim, the insurance company denied them. And they give me the paperwork, the estimates and everything. And I look at it, I said, oh man, you know what? We need to reopen this claim. And we reopen it. And when they get 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, sometimes $100,000, all depending on what it is. And then and to see the joy in their eyes because they were helpless and hopeless and couldn't do anything. But because I'm licensed, I could reopen that claim and get them. Because other than that, they're going to have to go second mortgage their homes. They're going to have to go borrow money and all this stuff. But now they get relief, and I understand that because when God healed and delivered me, well, look, I know the joy. So when I could do that for somebody else, that's why I love it. I love the great discovery. That's one reason I wanted to put it on there because there's so many people in need and don't know what they need. And they be watching these commercials. Why do you think they spend all the time making those commercials? Because they be losing customers, they got to replace them. I don't see any other hands up.
Hands? All right, going
Brother
once.
Alan Smith, glad to see you.
Anybody else? Oh, Casey.
Lacey and the
Hi,
Sunshine Band.
thank you. I just wanted to know about the opportunity to get into the insurance representative business at this time. Is that a good field to go into, maybe for younger people? And is it including going to college, or how does that work?
Well, we got a program. You don't have to go to college. You just I could literally have you come to a presentation, and I could sign you up. You come in, you go through the process. Especially in California, they got a 2 year where you could be an apprentice for 2 years and get paid as a public adjuster. So, and it's for anybody, young or old. I was young when I got started. Old now.
And are these remote opportunities as well?
Yeah, it's hybrid. You can do a remote or in person. I rarely do anything in person anymore unless fire and water damages. I have to do those in person because of just some things you can't do virtually. But a lot of the claims I can do virtually.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So for anybody that see this as an opportunity, feel free to get in touch with me. You want a free policy review? Feel free to get in touch with me. Uh, Anything else that you need, feel free to questions. Don't think you bothering me. Just call. I tell everybody, just call me. You know something you think might not be worthwhile, it might save you a lot of money. Brother Ed Garza, the backhoe teacher,
Hey, so can you work in any state?
except for Alabama, what is it? Arkansas, I think it is. Those two, the lawyers got a lot though you can't get in. And a lot of Louisiana, they got, and I think Alaska, there's another one you got to go. Washington, I think is 3-4 years you got to go to do it. But yeah, I could work basically any state except those two major states, Alabama and I think it's
Okay, good. Tennessee, you can work Tennessee too,
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely. I'm known all over the country, so if I'm not licensed there, I can get somebody to you.
Excellent. Well,
All right,
thank you, sir.
let's go ahead and take Joyce's and then we'll wrap it up.
How can we get in touch with you, Keith?
I could put it in the chat if it'll
Thank
Oh,
you.
and also I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook. You can reach me with no problems. And just I'm surprised you don't have mine because you're my cotton picking sister. That's my email.
I asked because some other people might need to know where they can contact you also.
She's just prompting you.
Well, I just put my email in there for anybody that wants to tough copy it. And like I said, I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook. I'm all over the place. I'll be putting videos out all the time, so you can get in touch with me, no problem.
Thank you, Joyce, for doing that. And thank you, Akey. Always
You're
a
welcome.
pleasure to have you present, and gosh, so many people can benefit from this information. So thank you for doing this for us tonight. All
Thank
right,
you for having me.
James, I think you need to switch us over so Dr. Ivanka can be up next.
Hey, hey, hey. Am I starting
All
the
I
right.
might as well stick around for Dr. Yvonka. She's a girl.
Thank you so much. And I really did enjoy your